Whether you're creating a manga, comic, or light novel, it's likely that you would have experienced self-doubt at some point in your creative journey. Today we'll be discussing the topic of self-doubt and how to overcome your thoughts of self-doubt so you can start having fun and start creating again. Throughout many parts of our creative journey, there are many times when we may question ourselves and wonder why we're doing it, or wonder if the work that we're creating is good enough. So what causes the self-doubt? There are a huge variety of reasons why you might struggle with self-doubt. It could be as simple as you keep comparing yourself to other creators. It could also be that you have so many different ideas and you don't know which ones to focus on. It could also be linked to things that you may have experienced in your childhood. So whatever it is, there are many reasons why people may struggle with self-doubt. But in this video, I want to focus more on how you can overcome self-doubt, because feeling self-doubt makes it very hard to create things as a creative person. You want to enjoy the creative experience and have fun doing it. But if you are constantly having this negative feedback in your mind, questioning everything you do, then it's going to be really hard to actually do it and to actually put your ideas onto paper. So what are some ways that we can overcome self-doubt? Well, first of all, you may be struggling with self-doubt because you're continuously questioning yourself as you create. As you write something, you may have this little inner voice in your mind saying, is that good enough? Did I just explain that right? Am I doing good enough? Now, it's hard to determine exactly what course of action you should take because it comes down to where exactly you're at as a creator. For example, if you're more of a beginner, maybe the solution is that you just need to allow yourself to write more things and also finish those stories as well. So not just write things and get caught in the questioning loop, but actually finish those stories and then applaud yourself when you do finish those stories. Because it is a difficult feat to actually write a story and then finish it. And so we should be applauding ourselves more when we actually do this, you know. But if you are further along in your journey, maybe you do have more experience, but you're still questioning yourself, maybe you need to get to the heart of why you're questioning yourself. Where is this negative feedback coming from? Is it coming from what someone has said to you in the past? Is it coming from your own inner thoughts when you compare yourself to other creators? Understand where exactly this is coming from, and that can help you to get to the core of what is really causing this. But I think the main thing that you really need to do as a creator, whether you're creating art or writing, you need to allow yourself to start something and then finish it. So don't just continuously start many things and then not finish them, because that is going to sort of start the negative feedback loop when you start feeling like you can't finish things. And it doesn't have to be a major project either. If you're starting a major project and you expect yourself to finish it, then obviously that's going to be really overwhelming. I'm talking about little pieces of artwork or little stories, and then starting it and then finishing those stories. And it's going to give you so much more motivation when you can see yourself that you have created something and then you've been able to finish it. But once you finish it, you need to sort of let that story rest and not go back over it and not look at it and go, oh, I don't like this bit, or I don't like this bit. It's inevitable that as the author of the work, you're going to find things that you don't like about it, because you're the one that created it. You know every single part of this work. But other people seeing it, they might not see that. But you see it. You see all the parts that you don't like about your artwork, and you see all the parts that you don't like about yourself. And that's where we need to work on that sort of internal feedback or internal questioning. We need to learn that that is only one part of the coin. It's only one side of the coin. So when you're looking at your artwork, you need to spend time looking at the things you do like about it too. Take some time to think about what you like about your writing and what you like about your artwork, because even if you're an absolute beginner, you will still be good at certain things. You will still have your skills. You need to acknowledge those skills that you have. I mean, already it's amazing that you are creating a story. You're bringing something from your mind and putting it onto the page, on paper, or on your Word document. And that already is an incredible feat. And it's such a feat already to be able to create art or tell stories. That's already incredible. So you're already accomplishing something great. So whether or not it's at the level of of a master writer or an expert artist. It doesn't matter that it's not at that point yet. You've already created something amazing, and that in itself is truly remarkable. So, when you create something, try not to get lost in that self-doubt loop of questioning why you are creating it, or questioning whether it's good enough, or questioning little elements of the story about your characters, about the other elements of it. Just focus on what is good in the moment in creating it, so you don't get lost in that negative feedback. And that is one of the main ways to overcome self-doubt. The self-doubt loop is something that you can get caught in if you allow yourself to get caught in that. And it can turn something you really enjoy into something where you're constantly questioning yourself. And if it becomes that, if you are constantly questioning your art or writing, you need to sort of take a step back from it and wonder why you started doing that in the first place. So why did you start? Did you start doing it when you were younger and it was a way of you unleashing your imagination? Was it something you started maybe when you were a bit older as a way to have a creative outlet? Whatever it is, understand what you really want to get out of this and try and bring that process back to yourself. Don't think about what other people may think or other people's opinions, and don't let the opinions that other people have told you in the past become that negative feedback in your mind, because what they're saying in your mind is not true. What's true is you creating right now. You creating this artwork or this writing right now in this moment. And that is real. So you don't need to fall into the trap of what other people are telling you about your work. Because I truly believe that just by putting your art or writing on the page, you're creating something amazing. And even if you can see that you still need practice in some areas, even if you're not an expert yet, no one is perfect at writing or art. Even the people you admire, the experts that you look up to, they likely have someone else that they look up to as well. They can see where they're at in the journey too. It's not like one day you'll get to a point and you'll say, my art or writing is perfect. There's nothing more that needs to be improved. That's not true. And that's why you need to understand where this self-doubt is coming from now, because you're not going to get to a point where at some point you'll say, this is perfect. That self-doubt is something that you need to work through now. It's something that is not coming from the fact, it's not that you lack skills, and it's not that you lack practice either. It's just that you've experienced it time and time again, that either people have questioned you or questioned your art or writing, or you have been put in positions where your artwork or writing was judged by other people. And your negative feedback loop is coming from the fact that you've internalized what those people have said or not said. Maybe people have not paid enough attention to your writing or art, and that also makes you feel like your art or writing is not worthy of that praise or that value. But it's not about that. It's not about what other people may or may not say about your art or writing. You need to learn to not internalize what those people may or may not say about your artwork or writing. And instead you need to bring it back to you and think about what you were like when you were much younger, when you were a child and you wanted to create something. You may not have questioned as much why you were doing it. You just did it because you wanted to. And that's what you need to focus on. So when in doubt, when struggling with self-doubt and you're questioning yourself about your art or writing, just focus on the little things that you like about your work. And if you see something that you don't like about your work, then use it as an opportunity to practice. Use it as an opportunity to level up your art or writing and to gain more experience. Because no one is perfect and everyone's always experiencing new things. And I believe that once you start doing this, once you start really focusing on your art or writing as something just for you, and try to remove that negative feedback loop, you'll be able to create things that you feel really proud of. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know some times where you experience self-doubt as a creator. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure other people would love to hear your thoughts too. I've certainly experienced self-doubt as a creator myself. In fact, there's been many times during my creative process where I've had a lot of self-doubt. It's something that I think everyone has faced at some point. And particularly when creating my graphic novel, Having Faith, there were many times when I questioned what I was doing. I was like, what am I doing? Like, is this really getting the thoughts onto paper in a way that makes sense for the audience is incredibly difficult, and I think that's the main thing I would question. But there are also times when I learned to stop questioning that, and the way I stop questioning myself is when I'm truly enjoying the process, because I love creating things, and I want you guys to love creating things too. So thank you again for joining me in today's video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!